Now, Senator Warren is going for her third term in office. Our NBC 10's Mary Marcos and Bianca Beltran are covering this race for us tonight. We do want to begin with our Mary Marcos. She's joining us live in Boston covering Warren's campaign. So, Mary, how is her campaign feeling going into tonight?
They're feeling confident, and in just a few hours there will be a lot of people in here watching the results as they come in. But in the meantime, we caught up with the senator while she was casting her ballot in Cambridge today. The first woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate from Massachusetts is asking voters for a third term.
It is such an honor to serve in this job and such an honor to be in this fight. So I'm asking people to vote for me again.
Warren beat both Republican opponents over the last two election cycles. She first defeated incumbent Scott Brown to win the seat in 2012, then won by a large margin again in 2018 against Jeff Deal.
I am so deeply honored that 12 years ago right now, the people of Massachusetts picked me to go to Washington to fight on their behalf. And that's what I wake up every morning trying to do.
The former Harvard law professor paints herself as a champion for the middle class and a critic of regulations that benefit the wealthy. She's one of many local Democratic leaders campaigning for Vice President Kamala Harris, but promises to pull through for Massachusetts regardless of who's in the Oval Office.
I'm opportunistic. I will look for every opportunity to be able to advance the interests of the people of Massachusetts. That's my job.
Now, the doors here at the SOA power station open at 7, but elected officials have been canvassing all day. We'll have more on what Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley is thinking about this election coming up at 5:30. Live in Boston, Mary Marcos, NBC 10 Boston.
Mary, thank you. Let's get the other side now. Newcomer to Massachusetts, John Deaton is challenging incumbent Senator Elizabeth Warren. Deaton describes himself as a moderate, pro-choice Republican. Our NBC 10's Bianca Beltran continuing our team coverage live in Boston covering his campaign. What are they telling you as they look forward to tonight, Bianca?
Well, we're outside of the Nashville bar where John Deaton is hosting his election night party, hoping that he'll have a reason to celebrate. Now, he has been critical of Senator Elizabeth Warren and, in his view, her lack of action. He says after 12 years, he believes it's time for a change. It was almost a year ago that John Deaton retweeted a video of Senator Elizabeth Warren on MSNBC talking about cryptocurrency regulation, and Deaton wrote, quote, "Is there a time for me to buy a home in Massachusetts, actually move there, and run for Senate against her in 2024? And that's just what he did. Deaton is a personal injury lawyer and a cryptocurrency advocate who has received campaign support from the crypto industry. He's running as a Republican, but says he's not loyal to the party, differentiating himself as pro-choice. He grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and throughout his campaign has related his policy positions on social issues and income inequality to his experience growing up poor, the son of a single mother, identifying with the idea of the American dream.
I'm proud of the campaign I've run, and if there's anything that's been proven, is that the American dream is alive. Because a kid like me, who grew up in extreme poverty, surrounded by drugs and violence his entire childhood, just ran against one of the most powerful, influential Washington elites in D.C.
Now, John Deaton has admitted that he faces an uphill battle, but says he got into this race to offer voters an alternative choice. Now, doors open at 6 o'clock, and we'll have more from John Deaton's campaign throughout the evening. Reporting live in Boston, I'm Bianca Beltran, NBC 10 Boston.